it's Johara. Welcome back to my channel, to the Witchy Reader. So, this is going to be the character book tag. And I love a good character. I like a good character-based book. There has to be a good plot-based too. I like a good equal amount. But I do love good characters and amazing, inspiring MCs. I'm a huge fan of that. So there's 10 questions, I believe. I lost my video or my note for it. Let me find it. Here it is. Yeah, 10 questions. Well, 9 technically, because 10 is just, tagging. But I will just answer these questions, and they're just about, the characters in my favorite series. So let's get started. Number 1 is, who's the most kick-ass character? So I have 2 for this one. Jenny, obviously, from Harry Potter. I am a huge fan of Jenny. I feel like she's so underrated. She's my favorite female character. Don't get me wrong, I love Hermione too, but I do feel like she can be tad overrated at times, because Jenny is by far my favorite character. Well, my favorite female character. Ron is by far my favorite male character, no doubt. But Jenny is just so powerful and kind and sweet and just powerful and just all the way around. She's just so amazing. I feel like she doesn't get half of the love she deserves. I love Jenny so much. And I've actually been rereading Harry Potter. I just finished Sorcerer's Stone. So we didn't get to see that much Jenny in Sorcerer's Stone, sadly. But Chamber of Secrets, you get to see a lot of her, so I'm excited to see read more about Jenny, because I do love her so much, and she deserves more love. So there's no way I could, give anyone else but this answer. I also have here, Allie from Skin Jacket Trilogy. She's made mistakes, but she always knows what to do. She knows how to think on her feet. She's really determined, and if she puts her mind to something, she goes after it, and she's not afraid to admit when she's made a mistake, admit when she's wrong, which is a very powerful trait, because not everyone has that trait. But she is definitely really strong and smart, and knows how to get out of tricky situations, which you actually see in the very first book. She gets out of a very tricky situation, and she does again in the third book. So yeah, Allie definitely deserves to be in this category as well. Number 2, we have, which character do you dislike the most? Now I'm gonna use Skin Jacket Trilogy again, because Mary Stinkin' Hightower. I'm sorry, I hate her so much. Which you guys should know by now if you watch any of my videos where she's mentioned, because I always end up in a rant about how much I hate her, and how she's the worst book character to ever live, and how she's manipulative, and she actually thinks what she's doing is right, even though I don't understand how, and how Nick, such a sweetheart, such a cinnamon roll, could actually love her. But I'm like, oh my gosh, she's the worst character to ever live, and I absolutely hate her a lot. I hate her. So 3, if there's any fictional character that you just like to change, who and why? I chose, let me find it, it's here somewhere. Here it is. Rexy from Skin Jacket Trilogy, no, Storymaker Trilogy. As I mentioned, the 3 main characters, well, the main character was Dorothy at the beginning, but Dorothea, Rexy, and Kato are the 3 main characters, and I didn't like all 3 of them. I didn't like when I first read it, which I've never read a series where I didn't like any of the characters. Like, usually there has to be at least one character I like to get me through it. But luckily, I may or may not have finished the series if Dorothea and Kato didn't get so much better by the end of the first book. because they did. Rexy got a little bit better, but then in the second book, she just went back to her old behavior, and I was so annoyed with her. And I just would want to change her. What do I want to change her for? I don't know, but something. She's pretty selfish. I mean, Dorothea was too, but I don't know. She grew, and I feel like Rexy didn't grow that much, and she's just annoying as heck. And yeah, so I would definitely change her. Number 4, what character made all the wrong choices? I'm going to go with Dorothea from the Stormmaker trilogy, because the chaos that happened at the beginning of the first book happened because of Dorothea. One of those situations where a character makes a wish and it goes horribly, horribly wrong. That would be Dorothea. But she does get a lot better by the end of the first book. So does Kato. So it made it worthwhile to continue. Although the second book wasn't as good because that one followed Rexy, which made me sad. But yeah, so Dorothea made all the wrong choices, but she did do everything in her power to make things right. Number 5, who's the villain you love to hate? I'm going with Bellatrix from Harry Potter. I love Bellatrix. Honestly, she's the only villain I can really think of off the top of my head that I absolutely do like. Because I do like Bellatrix a lot. She's crazy and she's weird and she's evil, but you always have at least one villain that you do love to hate, and that'd be Bellatrix for me, because she's just crazy and insane, and I always enjoy reading her scenes or watching her scenes. Number 6, your favorite sidekick character with the most heart. I have 3 for this. Ron from Harry Potter, because he is a sweetheart and a cinnamon roll, and I know people always say bad things about him, but it's not true. I mean, I can give some pointers right now, like the fact that he gave it all he had on the train in the first book was a sandwich, and he was willing to give half of it to Harry because he's nice. And I have a lot of other pointers, but I can't think of them off the top of my head now. But he sacrificed himself for Harry and Hermione at the end of the first book. So meh. Harry's a sweetheart, Ron's a sweetheart and needs to be protected. I also have Victoria from the Effigies trilogy. She is so sweet and kind and a cinnamon roll character, and I feel like she's very underrated. I mean, it's first person and it follows Maya, so you don't get to see her as much because, they're not like together constantly. But I just feel like she's very underrated and doesn't get half the love she deserves, and I need more Victoria love because she is a cinnamon roll. And I also have Brink from Bewitched and Oz. He is such a cinnamon roll as well. He is just so kind and patient and sweet, and he gets them through the dark times, and he is the one that made Ziri realize that Ned wasn't one for her, and he was, because of his sweet personality, and I absolutely love Brink so much. And he needs more love, because Brink is one of my favorite characters. Number 7 is, what's your favorite fictional couple? So I have several, because I can't narrow it down to one. I'm sorry, I can't. I'm not even going to try, because that's impossible. So I have Ron and Hermione and Harry and Ginny from Harry Potter, because those 2 couples are just amazing. I'm team Hermione and Ginny all the way. I also have, let me find it. There it is. Khalik and Yakon from Seekers. There's Sandstorm and Firestar from Warriors, and Leafpool and Crowfeather from Warriors. Sandstorm and Firestar from the first arc, Leafpool and Crowfeathers from the second arc. And I'll probably get more favorite couples when I continue that series. I also have, Maya and Aiden from Effigies trilogy. They're really cute, definitely. Then there's Allie and Dorothea from Allie and Dorothea, okay. 2 different characters from 2 different book series. Well, they were right next to each other, so I guess I said Allie and Dorothea. No, Allie and Mikey. I just created a new couple. Fan fiction for crossovers. Allie and Dorothea is apparently fell in love. But I don't see that happening because Allie and Dorothea, I don't see Allie liking Dorothea the slightest. Even when she does grow as a character, Allie, no, there's no way that Allie would even like her as a friend, let alone a girlfriend. So, she would want to kick her butt. I also have Dorothea and Kato in Storymakers trilogy. Then there's, I told you there's a lot, so, Ziri and Brink from Bewitched in Oz, definitely. There's also, Poppy and Isabella from Hocus Pocus in the all-new sequel. They were really cute. Poppy is, Max and Allison's daughter, and then Isabella is just her crush. But they do get together at the end. But, I couldn't find my book for that one. It's probably buried somewhere. So, I also have Alina and Mel from Shadow and Bone. They're really cute. I mean, first book, before we really got to know Mel, since he wasn't actually in that much at the beginning. He was only in like the beginning and end. But I kind of did ship Alina with the Darkling, but you know, the Darkling proved to be a terrible person, and now I do not like them in the slightest, and I love Alina and Mel's relationship now. Let's see, what else do I have on my list? I also have Rebecca and Sai. They're technically non-canon because they never actually got together in the series, but Sai did have a huge crush on Rebecca, and I think that Rebecca liked Sai too. She just didn't know it, and I think they should have gotten together by the end of the series. I also have Lala and Claude from Monster High. They are so cute, definitely. I'm also a huge fan of Melody and Jackson and Cleo and Deuce, obviously. But Lala and Claude will always be my favorite. They're my favorite in the movies as well. Dracula and Claude for the win. So when I first was reading this, I shipped Astra and Loco a lot. Okay. Do not judge. But I just feel like they have this enemies to lovers vibe. Well, they have this like enemies to friends to lovers vibe because they hated each other and then they became really close friends to the point where they only trusted each other. And then some of my tabs have bent. But that's what I was saying. And I think I mentioned this in a previous video, and it's like, I do love the friendship, and I'll be okay if they never become something more, but at the same time, if they ever do, I will die because I will definitely be here for it. So, number 8, it's, what's the character you think is the strongest? Well, there's several, probably. Maya from Effigy's trilogy, she goes through a lot at the beginning of the trilogy, but she overcomes all the pain and is able to become a hero and stop everyone, even in the point of sacrificing herself at the end. Ziri, she is very passionate, and she was even willing to tell someone as powerful and high up in their version of a government, as Princess Ozma. She was able to tell her that she refused to give up powers, even if she is a princess. Ziri refused to give away a part of her because her magic is a part of her. Also, Jenny from Harry Potter, obviously, and Hermione as well. There's also Venus from Girlfriends. I feel like she's definitely very strong. Sandstorm from Warriors as well, and Khalik from Seekers. All of these characters have been through something traumatic before they met, but Khalik has been through the most, and she overcame it, and she became a strong, confident bear, and it was beautiful to read about. And then I also have Astra from the A Daughter's Ransom series. She is definitely strong. She went through a lot at the beginning of this. These tabs are getting on my nerves now. She went through a lot, and she was even exiled from her kingdom, but she came back better than before. And she never gave up, even when everyone told her that she was crazy, even though everyone acted as if she was wrong for believing that Tyron was alive. She fought for what she believed in, and it's just very powerful and amazing of Astra to do that despite everyone telling her not to, basically. Number 9, best protagonist. So if you guys don't know this by now, then you must be new, because I mean, who else would I choose other than Khalik from Seekers? So this is the second book, because my first book is in a stack over there and I don't want to get it. But Khalik is the polar bear, and she is the strongest, most confident bear. She's been through a lot, and she was alone for a long time. You know, she watched her mother die before her eyes to save her. She lost her brother, so she went on this whole journey to find her. She met, I almost said Nisa, no, that's her mom's name, Nanook, who was an older bear who lost her cubs and kind of took Khalik in, only to lose Khalik. She was kidnapped by Flatfaces at one point, which is where she ended up meeting Nanook right before she died. She traveled. She had to leave the ice on her own when she's never done it before as a cub, and she had to figure everything out on her own, because her mother was the one that's supposed to teach her everything, teach her about the world outside the ice, because she doesn't know anything about it. And so she had to figure it out all on her own while trying to find her brother, because he was the last family she had at that point. But despite all the pain she's seen, felt, and been through, she still remained to be one of the kindest characters in the series. She's also very strong and open-minded, and she's a natural born leader, and she's just amazing all the way around. She's definitely an amazing protagonist to read about, and she's just so I love Khalik so much, and you guys should have known that she would be the answer for this, because Khalik has always been my favorite Seekers character and will always be my favorite Seekers character. And she's just an amazing protagonist to read about, and I highly recommend the series if you have not read it yet, just because it's the most underrated series I've ever read, and it makes me sad because I love this series so much, and yet and then it just makes me sad that no one knows about it, and I need more people to express my love for Seekers and for Khalik as a character. So please read this if you have not yet. Number 10 is Who Do You Tag? So I'm going to tag Lucy Turns Pages, the Book Wormhole, the Beach Bum Bookworm, and Dark Roots Creation. Anyone else who wants to do this video, I tag everyone, but those are the 4 I'm going to expressly tag. And I hope you guys do this video. It was a lot of fun to figure out which characters, and I hope you guys managed to narrow it down. But if you have as many series as you love and characters you love, then that's going to be really hard, because it was really hard for me to narrow some of these down, like favorite couples, or favorite, or, most, strongest character, it was so hard to narrow it down, because I have all these characters that could fit that, and it was just so true. And so, yeah, it can be hard to narrow it down when you have all these characters, all these series you love, and it's like, how do I choose just 1 or 2? I'm gonna choose 50, because that's how it felt for me, especially with the favorite couple. Man, I chose so many couples, but that's because a lot of times I can have one favorite couple in a series, but I can't choose one favorite couple I love in all my series put together because I just love way too many than just the one. So yeah. But that is all for this video. Please like and subscribe and comment your answers or to this video. I'd love to see it, and we'll chat below in the comments, and I'll talk to you guys later.